constructed to represent A5, A6, and A8 is not present. Mr. Lino Anguzu, Assistant DPP, together with Madame Marion Bembela, Senior State Attorney. We also have in our list Julian Narasa, Hamida Mansuga,
My lords, this matter was
bakali kasi tegenda ndiyo bagite
Sana utanate.
naye nga bamusibira
Sana ikabu wako emigiro.
naye ate kyokka okimanyiza ebyuma ebyange gye byasaba kakumpi
party to represent A5, A6, and A8 is not present. Mr. Lino Anguzu, Assistant DPP, together with Madame Marion Bembela, Senior State Attorney. We also have in our list Julian Narasa, Hamida Nasuga,
My lords, this matter was adjourned. And my lord, the prosecution was prepared to proceed with the hearing today. And we have one witness who is in attendance in court. However, my lords, we only have 6 accused persons at the door. A5 and A4 who did not attend court the last time we sat on Monday. Of the two, it is A5 who is present. My lord, as we undertook indeed, we received criminal summons for both A4 and A5 on Monday from the registry through the contacts that were provided at the time they applied for bail. As you can see, we were unable to succeed with A5. However, we contacted the sureties, 2 sureties for A4 on telephone. Unfortunately, both of them were not within Kampala, and they had lost touch with the A4. But they both promised to trace for him and ensure that he attended court today. When we checked today in the morning, none of them had succeeded on phone. And so, my lord, for the state, we will need more time to effectively serve the criminal summons. My lord, we are praying for the summons because we only contacted the sureties on telephone. Yesterday we did not have sufficient time to effectively serve any criminal summons on them. And my lord, we are aware that the trial cannot proceed in the absence of any accused person constitutionally, unless he has made it impossible for the court to proceed in his presence, in which case his absence has to be dispensed with formally. And so, my lord, unless the defense have a better explanation as to why he's not here, or I was proceeding to make my prayers in that respect, but I will cede the ground to the defense, maybe to also brief the court as to what steps they took and why he's not here. I'm also obliged, my lord. Sorry, Miss.
We were not in touch with the A4, and we are obliged by the proposal we are making to take all reasonable steps to ensure that we can secure his attendance. So to their prayer from one side. No objection to that. And integrated the court as regards the timelines. When much can be done.
My lords, on behalf of A5, it is true the last time he was not in court. However, it's because he did not know that court was going to proceed. But when he was contacted as a responsible citizen who believes in his innocence, he turned up and he is in court. As regards A4, in addition, as an officer of court, there is no affidavit of service. I think it's proper for time to be given for proper service, because there's a possibility that will turn up the way his colleague turned up. Much obliged, my lords.
The prayers now, my lords. In the light of what has unfolded this morning, we make the following prayers. One, an extension of the criminal summons that were issued to A4 for a further period of at least 7 days. My lord, that will give us time to get the police to try and locate him and serve him effectively. My lord, we also apply for an extension of the criminal summons for all his sureties who stood for him in court at the time he was released on bail for the same period. And my lords, we undertake that we will file an affidavit of service. We will try and serve him effectively and file an affidavit of service at the end of that period. Otherwise, my lords, we had already filed our trial schedule as we undertook during the last session we had in court. And my lord, other than that, we will pray now that the matter be adjourned, when we can return the criminal summons, and also to give us time to try and press for A4. I'm also obliged, my lord.
Rights application they had raised. The record as we have it indicates that indeed the accused persons had filed miscellaneous application number 17 of 2021 arising from ICD case number 3 of 2018. This application was indeed handled and disposed of according to the court order which I have before me. This matter came up for final disposal on the 31st day of October, the year 2022, before Honorable Justice Alice Komuhangi Kauka, in the presence of Counsel Triam Sima Geoffrey, who was by then counsel for the applicants on state brief. And after hearing from counsel, it was ordered that the application is closed after being abandoned by counsel for the applicants in pursuit of the main case being criminal case number 3 of 2018. The order is signed and sealed by the Honorable Judge on the 31st day of October of the year 2022. So other than that application, there is no other current pending application before the court. We are only proceeding with the main trial now. Turning to the current application, which has been made by the Land State Council, the Assistant DPP, and also responded to by the defense. As far as the proceedings of proceeding today are concerned, we also agree with him that indeed, constitutionally, it is required that the accused persons, there should be a full summons served upon, the criminal summons should fully be served onto the accused person who has not appeared in court today, and there must be proof of the same before the court can go on with the process of dispensing with the presence of this person before we continue with the trial. So in view of that, we'll agree with both the prosecution and the defense and allow the adjournment and also the prayers as made, and will allow that the criminal summons, which were already issued by this honorable court, be extended and served upon accused person number 4, and also be served upon the sureties of this accused person, and a proper affidavit of service be filed on record before we come back for further hearing. And we are looking at the 24th day of April of 2025 as our next hearing date. So we believe we've given you ample time to be able to serve and ensure that all due process is complied with before that date. Who are still in custody, their father remanded until that date. For the rest of the accused persons who are on bail, we are extending their bail to the same date of the 24th day of April of the year 2025.
abantu bano avunaanibwa Owookutaano n'Owookuna bagezaako okubakulira ne bayita ku mukono gw'essimu, naye avunaanibwa Owookutaano gwe basobodde okufunako. Agenda maaso n'ategeeza kooti nti avunaanibwa Owookuna bagezezzaako okukwasaganya abaamweyirira mu musango guno okusaba okwateekebwamu okwatebwa akakalu ka kooti, naye bamutegeezezza nti tebali mu kibuga muno, era ne bagenda maaso ne bamutegeeza nti yavunaanibwa Owookuna, naye beeyamye okukola ekisoboka okulaba nti avunaanibwa Owookuna naye ajja mu kooti. Olwaleero enkeera bw'olwaleero bagezezzaako okubamu bakolera amasimu, naye era wali ekiseeyo kirungi, era n'asaba kooti basobole okukwasaganya ababenyi ababeeyirira okufuna avunaanibwa oyo Owookuna atannaba kujja mu kooti. Era n'agenda maaso n'ategeeza kooti nti akimanyi bulungi omusango gusobola genda mu maaso nga omu ku bavunaanibwa tali mu kooti wano, kuba ekyo kirambikibwa bulungi mu ssemateeka wa Uganda, abavunaanibwa bonna balina okubaawo mu kooti okusobozesa omusango gwabwe okugenda mu maaso. Obudde oluwawaalibwa abayita mu baloya baabwe ategeezezza kooti nti kituufu nabo nga bo tebasobola kukwasaganya oyo avunaanibwa owokuna asobola okuvaawo mu kkooti naye era nabo beesigamye ku ekyo obudde obuwaabi tebategeezeza kooti tebagenda kukola ekisoboka okulaba nti aleetebwa naye mu kkooti tebajja mu kkooti olundi olujja basaba kkooti ebeere nga ebawa obudde basobole tulo oluwedde ku mande avunaanibwa owokutanga yali mu kkooti naye oyagezaako okubiza ssimu era yensonga lwaki aze mu kkooti olwaleero avunaanibwa owokuna azze mu kkooti naye anagera n'ategeeza kkooti ngeni kkooti bwetambuzaamu emirimu gyayo tekuliiko kirayiro kyakolebwa ekiraga nti ddala omuntu oyo bamusindikira empapula ezimutegeeza okubaawo mu kkooti sabiiti ng'eni ate era basobole okukwatagana n'abakwasisa eddembe okugezaako okunoonya avunaanibwa oyo owokuna erategeezebweko ate mu kkooti era n'asaba
Explain to our clients this court order. Some of them are on remand, and it's always simpler to explain to them in the court premises instead of prison. So we're just requesting for some extra 5 minutes. As the court leaves, we discuss with them 5 minutes, then the rest of the people who are not witnesses or the rest of the people who are not security personnel can leave. Then for us in the 5 or 4 minutes, we can talk to them because this thing has to be explained to them, my lords. We so pray.
I think your prayer is valid and it is granted.
Much obliged, my lord.
Much obliged.
My Lord,
Much
before then,
obliged.
wanted to put the record straight. That also I think has to be well captured on the record. Going
It's
forward.
okay. Yeah.
How are you?
You have that evidence?
You only had contempt of court.
Thank you, we are very grateful.
No, guys, I'm back.